In an unprecedented turn of events, 2 people were shot in the Ditmas Park neighborhood this evening after a fueling altercation erupted near Rugby Road and Regent Place. Mother of 2 who witnessed the incident unfold was left in shock as a masked suspect allegedly identified as Boris Lawmont can be seen chasing rapper Leaky PT while blasting multiple shots in his direction. Leaky PT allegedly exchanged gunfire with a male before this unfolded, striking him in his joint.
Alright! Alright.
We are taking a look at the current war that's going on in South Brooklyn following the death of Coney-Side's rapper Leaky PT. Vengeance-seeking affiliates of the fallen rapper took it upon themselves to create a mini-movement in a hidden-away apartment complex in between the Flatlands and Coney Island neighborhood. Here the members of the Flyouter gang planned their upcoming actions and would seek credibility from an older Coney-Side's member named Ricky Johnson. All this suffering and grievance was caused by a L2F member previously under the Devontae Gang Alliance named Borgie. Borgie is a 00 member from Ebbets Fields and Crown Heights. He is known to other members of the Devontae Gang Alliance for being an asshole, often smoking on deceased people he used to be cool with. Borgie would be hanging with 2 civilians that lived in the Vanderveer House's Nostrand Gardens complex where they was approached by a masked male. The masked male being Leaky PT introduced his affiliation to Borgie and the 2 which caused Borgie to speculate the male intentions for being in the area. A fight broke out between one of the civilians which has been revealed to be a known affiliate of J3 World member D-Bucks named Baby K. Borgie would watch closely as he clutched on his firearm. Following the short scuffle, Leaky PT would start clutching on his firearm and chase the group. This caused the 3 men to flee up Regent Place. Leaky would pursue the group, catching up to them. Eventually Leaky PT would shoot one of the civilians in the leg, which triggered Borgie to withdraw his firearm and fire shots at Leaky PT. The 71st Precinct released audio tape from a nearby shot spotter that was hooked to the rooftop of the 250 Beverly Road building in Ditmas Park. The audio broadcast the shots ringing in the area after the fight. The death opened new doors to violence across the area, as multiple Coney-Side opposition decided to smoke on Leaky via Instagram. However, this wouldn't be the first big death that occur in the area.
Fuck you, fuck the plane you flew in on, fuck them shoes, fuck those socks with the bell on it, fuck your gay-ass fairy faggot accent, fuck them cheap-ass cigars, fuck your yuck-mouth teeth, fuck your hair.
A clique created in respect for Kirkside's member Knuckles that goes by the name of Headshots for Knuckles is the spawn of the younger members of the Kirkside Alliance. Sharing the same block with 730 DriftBlock, the original faction that surveilled the block, Headshots for Knuckles members felt empowered that they was gaining this much recognition. This caused the big homies of Headshots for Knuckles to attempt to overthrow 730 DriftBlock, as the big homies claimed that Headshots for Knuckles was putting in more pain than DriftBlock and even making claims that they own the strip they dwell on. Down the block from this forthcoming civil war, members of the 250 faction would show signs of activity after big homie Jayla Benz was released from Rikers. Following the death of Leisha Diaz, 250 members would come outside looking for revenge for their fallen pair. Detectives would roll out in the neighborhood after an uptick in shooting reports in the area. This didn't stop the anger from fueling in the criminals' blood after a known rapper by the name of Marky was being investigated for his heinous crimes. As the beef between 730 DriftBlock and Headshot for Knuckles intensified, members from a new movement that is association with a gang named Tilden, which is clicked with DriftBlock, caught astray after an attempted robbery was pursued. The Sterling 2 Tilden Alliance was a new forming association under Devontae Gang. They're made up of Tilden side babies, Sterling side folks and Church side gangsters. This alliance was developed by the now-deceased M4 Sterling and other big homies of Sterling and East 2/3. The movement bans for Maya or Broad Day shooters is supported by this movement as they receive weaponry and new waves from members of Sterling. A member that Jack's Broad Day that goes by the name of Ada was almost robbed by DriftBlock artist Marky inside the 212 Regent Place building. Before the robbery can be completed, the boys was seen walking past the building, which caused Ada to run out the building without harm's due. Marky was shot by police following a shots fired report later that night, which caused him to be deducted to a wheelchair for transportation until he succumbed to his injuries. Ada took advantage of this fact and took it upon himself to bully Marky around. His headshot for Knuckles member Moon Rock captures it on camera.
It's Crossfinger, baby.
However, the big homies of Tilden forced Marky and Ada to apologize to each other and fight for 23 seconds. This is not the only crash-out actions committed by Marky. On a warm day in April, Marky would be arguing with Moon Rock as members of 250 watched. Following the argument, Marky would depart from the group to gather his firearm. Marky would run into one of Moon Rock affiliates named Trim Loke on Rugby Road and Avenue J, where he exchanged 2 gunshots in his direction. Police would quickly rush to the scene where they canvassed the area. Not only a minute after the shooting report was confirmed, 4 more gunshots erupted down the block on Beverly Road and Avenue J. There, police found a group of people hovering over a body. Moon Rock, being in that mix, watched in shock as Trim Loke was shot multiple times in the back and his neck. The main suspect, Marky. The back-to-back shooting triggered the police to conduct an on-site investigation to catch the perp. A known detective in the area was policing in a marked vehicle, slowly creeping up on the witnesses that was there at the fatal shooting of Trim Loke. Eventually, Marky ran into Moon Rock again on the same intersection the shooting occurred. The detective was watching the scene where he noticed Marky reaching for a gun. This triggered the detective to hop out on Marky, which caused Marky to exchange gunfire in the officer direction. In a moments of quick thinking, the officer discharges his weapon at Marky, hitting him multiple times. With the assist of other officers reaching the area, Marky was shot a total of 38 times, leaving the most horrific aftermath scenes ever displayed on that block. Police was unable to identify Marky without using additional help from witnesses and data found on his phone. A photo surfaced after the shooting of Marky and Trim Loke was seen dancing next to each other at a birthday block party hosted for a deceased YouTuber. The neighborhood would calm down for 2 weeks due to the fact that all the criminals was either dead or arrested. This will quickly change because of the issuing bail laws in New York. 250 big homie Jayla Benz was released on bond. Tilden big homie Hawcom was released on bail. Newkirk Avenue L2F big homie Sets was released on bail. And Bayway big homie Ricky Johnson started to show activity again. It didn't take gang tension to resurface as an altercation occurred in a park in Flatlands. Members of the Flyouter gang was chilling in Whitman Playground, a park not too far from Towersides and Vanderveer houses. Tilden, Kirksides and 250 members approached the park in attempts to chill. Apparently this was the wrong time to be having picnics. It was rumored Baby Nay, a member of Flyouter gang, mentioned Knuckles after trying to press Kirkside's member Moon Rock. This sparked a brawl between the group. Flyouter gang, being outnumbered, was beaten outside the park where they can be seen on video walking back to Coney Island. This fight triggered a Flyouter gang member by the name of Jamie to retaliate. Jamie would take it up himself to walk through DriftBlock where he ran into Moon Rock. Jamie would waste no time and start stabbing Moon Rock, which caused a knife fight to endure. The police would already be down the block where they noticed the altercation. Moon Rock would bring it to Tilden Big Homie Hawcom attention that he has been stabbed. This caused Hawcom and a Sterling affiliate named Bam to search the area for Jamie. Not too long after the two ran into Jamie, causing him to run for safety, police was close cornering the group where they watched the altercation go down. Jamie would hide inside the Rich Rider building where police decided to cave in on Hawcom and Bam, detaining them on site. For protection, Jamie would end up ratting on Hawcom to police, claiming he has a gun in his house. This caused a search to go down where Hawcom proved there was no firearm in his place of living. Not only did Jamie ratted, this also gave Flyouter Gang a bad reputation.
Eminem nigga suck my dick.
Allegations managed to reach other members of Coney's sides, those being Big Homie Ricky Johnson. This would enrage Ricky Johnson, causing him to re-engage in the war. However, the members of the Flyouter Gang took this as an opportunity to backdoor Ricky Johnson for one of his guns. The disloyal member known as Blam was the main suspect in this factor, as he promised to return Ricky Johnson's firearm after gaining access for a drill. However, Blam had other plans when he decided to bite the hand that fed him. Blam would lose connection with Ricky Johnson to keep the firearm for Flyouter Gang. The members of Flyouter Gang was smart. During the time they was going to war with Ditmas Park, they stock up artillery, even gaining a Roy Arms 22 long rifle pistol by robbing an intoxicated Crip member that was seen doing strange activities in a bathroom near Vanderveer houses. This story gets even crazier as footage was released on Instagram of Coney's side Big Homie getting beaten by the police. During all this toxic energy in the air, ex-convicted 250 Big Homie Jayla Benz had enough with Flyouter Gang and decided to discipline one of their members. Flyouter Gang members M. Scrap and Blam was seen loafing on Regent Place looking for a fight. The block was looking active with over 10 people scattered around the road and sidewalks, almost something out of a mini parade. Jayla, being experienced with the whereabouts of her hood, decided to creep through an alleyway behind a building known as the Spice Building to pouch on her prey. After a deadly few seconds pass, Jayla decided to rush out the cut and fire 6 rounds in M-Scrap direction. The block scattered like pigeons as the 22 long rifle pistol echoed through the whole 5-block radius like a bomb. M-Scrap was left in critical condition. Next up, we're going to be talking about the brazen slayings committed by the Bay, 250, Vanderveer, and DriftBlock.